Let's talk about box and whisker plots. This is a topic that comes up for some students in 5th grade, some students in 6th grade, but it's a valuable tool that students use all the way through AP statistics. There's a little bit of vocabulary that we have to go through first. Over here on the side, I've written min, which means the minimum number. In this problem, it is 1. One thing I want to point out is that the numbers in my list have already been sorted from least to greatest. If the numbers that are presented to your student are not already sorted in ascending order, that is the very first step. It has to happen. Let's skip to the max, which is 12. And now let's go back to the median. The median is the middle number. What I recommend students do is they cross off 1 from each end until they get to the center. Let's see where we end up. And I'm going to circle it. So the median is 6. Okay, so the median again is the middle number, and that is the reason why we have to have everything lined up from least to greatest. Now let's take a look at these, other things, Q1 and Q3, sorry. Q1 is the median of the first half of data. So if we ignore the median and just look here, the middle one, this 4, is our first quartile. That's what the Q stands for. Then over here above the median, we can circle the 9. That is the median of the top half of data. We call that Q3, or the third quartile. From the median and down represents half of the data, 50%. From the median up, it's the other 50%. And then the quartiles separate the data into 25%, 25%, 25%, and 25%. So let's take this information and see it on a box and whisker plot. Let's just remind ourselves where all of the important information was. And I'm going to underline the min and the max. The first thing that your student's going to have to do is make a title and a scale for their graph. The title on this one, I guess, will be spots on a ladybug. Okay, the scale is where you write the numbers underneath. On this problem, we'll just use a scale of 1 because these numbers are pretty small. I'm starting my number line at 0, but that's only because I have the number 1 in my list. If I was starting at 100, then I would start at 100. So what I'm going to do is make a line above the number line for each of my important things. So the minimum, which is 1, the quartile, 4, the median, 6, the third quartile, 9, and the maximum, 12. The center 3 lines here become the box of the box and whisker plot, and then the other 2 lines become the whiskers. So just like we said before, each of these little sections represents 25% of the data, 25% between the quartiles and also from the quartiles to the max and min. Okay, so I want to show one more example that's going to be a little more challenging, and that's because it doesn't divide perfectly. It doesn't divide perfectly for max and min. So take a look at this list here. I've added the number 14 to the end. That's the only difference. The minimum is still 1. This time the maximum is 14. And let's go about finding the median. So again, I'm going to cross off 1, 2, 3 from this side, 1, 2, 3 from this side, 1, 1, 1, 1. And what happens is I'm left with 2 numbers in the middle. And what I need to do is figure out what comes directly between 6 and 8, or what's the average, the mean of 6 and 8. We know it's 7. So that becomes the median. So in the first problem, we did not include the median when we were looking at quartiles, and we do the same thing here. And we're going to look at the first half of data, and we still have to find the median of that part. So take a look. I'm going to cross off the 1, the 6, the 4, the 5. And then again, I'm left with 2 numbers in the middle. Well, what's in between 4 and 4? It's still 4. And I'm going to do the same thing on the top half of data. 1, 2 over, 1, 2, boop, boop. So something in between 9 and 10. What's the average of 9 and 10? It's 9.5. Your student will be getting decimal answers for medians sometimes if they're between two whole numbers, and that is A-okay. Hope this helps.